Good morning, Floss Tube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Saturday. It is the 14th of May. 14th of May. And I am back for Chart of the Week video number 133. Welcome. How are you today? I'm doing good. I hope you had a great week. We had summer this week. So we went from winter last week to summer this week. It was glorious sitting outside on the deck last night. It wasn't too terribly hot. It wasn't humid. There were no bugs yet, so it was a good deck sitting day. So anyway, I hope you got lots of stitching done in the last week. I have stitched absolutely zero in the last week. I think Saturday night was the last night I stitched, maybe Sunday. I don't know what I've been doing, but I haven't been stitching. The last couple of days we've had Abby and Reese and Hayden staying with us. Travis, they're behind in farming, so Travis was going to be in the field. And Hayden's tummy has not been doing really well. Abby actually took him to the doctor yesterday, and they think that the problem is Abby's been on an antibiotic for a really bad sinus infection, and they think that it's bothering his tummy. So they said it's going to suck because she still has her sinus infection and had to go back yesterday also and get another antibiotic. So they just said his stomach's going to be bad for a while, and there's just nothing they can do about it. So she thought she would stay with us just to kind of give her a little break, and we enjoy having them there. So yeah, that's kind of what's gone on. Wednesday night I was cleaning because they arrived on Thursday, and then the last two nights it's been playing with Reese. So no stitching for Julie. Let's go to the question of the week from last week, which was your plans for summer. And it seems to me that a lot of you are sticking close to home this summer. Gas prices being what they are, I can totally understand that. We won't go anywhere other than down to Kansas, like I said, for the 4th of July to get away from the fireworks. I like them from a distance. I don't like to hear them. So we like to be out in the middle of nowhere. And that's it for our plans for the summer. So although I will say, who was it? Who it was? Oh, count twice, stitch once. She has a whole summer of adventures planned. She's going to be going all over the place, cruising and visiting and this, that, and the other thing, and up in Alaska. So I hope you have an absolutely awesome time. And we expect a full report when you get back. I want to say thank you for all the compliments on my little ornament I showed last time, the little 3 wise men ornament. Thank you for the compliments on that. I do appreciate it. Becky asked if I had tiramisu in 36 count. I do not. Pretty much I think I'm out of tiramisu now. And Natalie asked if Selkie Aide is close to the tiramisu that I showed. And no, Aide dyes up more gray than what the linen does. So it doesn't look anything like the other. And that was pretty much all the comments that I had. I don't know if y'all were busy last week or didn't like the content last week. I pissed people off last week. I don't know. There were only 31 comments, so there wasn't a whole lot. And not much on my second video last week either, the one I did with Dan. So y'all must be really busy, or you just didn't appreciate, or not appreciate, that's the wrong word. You just didn't care for the content. I don't know. So hopefully I didn't make anyone mad, because I didn't intend to. So anyway, so we will start this week's chart of the week. It is a sampler. It's not a huge sampler, and I'll probably fracture her last name. This is from With Thy Needle and Thread. It came out at Market. It's called Regina Haible, Haible. Haible. I'm not sure, but let me see. I'm getting some glare. It's a very, very soft looking sampler color-wise. It hasn't got a lot of notice here in the shop, which is one of the reasons I thought I would showcase it, because I don't know that this picture is really doing it any favors. And we discussed that last week a little bit, or the week before, about photos not, it can make or break a chart. So I thought, well, we'll just show this one. It is stitch count 213 by 220. It's stitched on antique lace by Seraphim in 40 count, and it's going to be approximately 10 5/8 by 11 if you stitch it on the 40 count. So it's not a huge sampler. What else can I tell you about it? I don't know. It's the colors are very soft, but they're very pretty, and I don't think it shows. And I'd love to be able to show you in person. One of the stitchers, Roxy, is working on this one, and I wish I had it to show it to you, because it's really pretty. So we're going to start with the 40 count antique lace from Seraphim. I would call this kind of a grayish. Roxy thought it had green in it, and I can see where she would think that. But to me, it leans more towards a greenish gray, like maybe DMC 646, 647, somewhere in there. But that's what it looks like. And it's all DMC, so those are the DMC colors. I also have antique lace in 16 count Aide. That's what it is. And it looks pretty much the same. Not too much difference. But the colors look good there too. So and that's your called for. Now, I also did a conversion over to silks. It's mostly a Vera Soie d'Alger, and a couple of MPIs. I don't have the full line of either, so I could probably have gotten a little bit closer to the DMCs if I'd had the full line. So my colors are maybe a little bit richer in color than the DMCs. So again, these are your DMC. Very soft. And these are the silks. So pretty close, just a little bit richer tones on the silks. And just to show you what it looks like on the 40 count antique lace. Let's see, what did I choose next? This is 32 count Saltbush from Fox and Rabbits. That looks good. Oops. I need to get this stupid thing off of here. You can't see it, but I could, and it was driving me nuts. It's a very short trip. So that's the DMCs. And here are the silks that I chose. I will put the silks down in the description box if anyone is interested. I think this little motif right there would be really pretty. Look, she's got it put on a pillow. I think that would be really pretty as a pillow. Just FYI, I spotted it laying there and I thought, oh, I should tell them that. So I've told you that. All right. This, one of my favorite fabrics, 40 count, Raw Natural. Can't go wrong with Raw Natural. All the colors would be pretty on there. And the silks. Okay. Next up is 16 count Old Stationary, so a darker brown color. For those of you who like darker fabrics. It's pretty, but it's not one of my favorites. I prefer the others that I've shown, just in case you're wondering. Okay, now we're going to get way out of the norm here, and I decided to see what it would look like on black. This is black. To me it's looking blue in my screen, but it's actually black. And the colors just kind of pop on there. It would give it an entirely different look, completely different, but it would be pretty. And last but not least is 36 count Dolphin from Weeks Dye Works. And I like the colors on there too. What do you think? What's your favorite? Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed seeing those colors in person, sort of in person, because it's really hard to tell what this looks like unless you pull the threads on that one, because it's so soft. So it looks really bland, I think, in the picture, but I don't think it will be when it's, well, I know it won't be when it's stitched, because I saw it in person. So anyway, today's question for the week, well, the question of the week for today, how's that? Do you stitch seasonally or for the holidays, like in the season or the month? Like for Christmas, do you stitch Christmas ahead of time, like now, so that it'll be ready for Christmas? Or do you stitch Christmas in December, November, December? Do you stitch the 4th of July back in January so it's ready for January? Or do you stitch spring during winter and winter during summer? And just kind of curious. I don't stitch in any particular pattern. I just stitch what feels good at the time. But I know a lot of stitchers do stitch like ahead of the season or ahead of the holiday, and some I have that, only stitch Christmas in December or only stitch the 4th of July in July. So I was just curious how you stitch. Hopefully I explained that okay. And that's all I got for today. Not much else going on this weekend. The stitchers are coming for the first time for second Saturday stitching today. They have been asking, some of them have been asking if we could stitch again, and so I decided to give it a try with a very small group and see how it goes. Normally we have a potluck, but my back room hasn't been used for 2 years. It's just kind of been sitting there, so it's collected a lot of crap that I need to actually get back there and clean up before we do a potluck again. So it's just a couple of hours of stitching today that they'll be here. I'm looking forward to seeing. Some of them I haven't seen for most of the last 2 years. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. And then I'll go home. Normally I do a Zoom on Saturday night, but I don't think I'll be Zooming tonight because Reese will be there. Last night she didn't go to bed until after 9 o'clock. I don't know where that girl gets her energy. She just keeps going and going and going, and she's got to be tired. She gets mean when she's tired. So you know when she's tired, but she just doesn't slow down. She just keeps going. I wish I had just 1/10 of her energy. So tonight will probably be spent entertaining Reese or taking care of Hayden. Tomorrow they'll be going home, I think. So I'll probably be cleaning again. And I'm hoping to do a little bit of yard work if it's not too hot out. I have some clematis and some honeysuckle vines that I would like to move and put in the backyard and put on a trellis. Right now they're in the kind of the front. When you come up to the house, there's a little garden spot, and they're kind of in the middle of that, and there used to be a windmill, but the wind totally wrecked the windmill, so there's nothing for them to climb up, and currently they're just kind of spreading everywhere. So I need to get those dug up and moved this weekend, or just dug up and trashed, because they cannot stay where they're at any longer, or they'll choke out everything else that's there. So that's kind of there is a chair I want to go look at the Brass Armadillo. Dan was there briefly this week, and he saw this chair that he thinks I might want. So I might have to run out there maybe after work this afternoon and check it out, see if I want it. But otherwise, that's my weekend. Shop it's been very quiet. And it's not just me. Like, the tattoo parlor's been quiet. Other shops that I've been in this week, everyone is saying the same thing. It's been very, very quiet. And for a small business, it kind of makes you worried that, okay, here it comes. The economy, the gas prices are high, the food prices are high, and people are going to have to cut something, and it's going to be things like tattoos and cross-stitch. So I'm just kind of holding my breath and hoping that it was just a temporary lull due to graduations and the end of the school year and things like that, and that things will pick up again. But yeah, it's been very quiet. Like, I can hear the birds chirping literally I can hear the birds chirping in the ceiling. Every spring we get birds in the ceiling, so normally I can't hear them because my hearing sucks, but I can hear them. So anyway, I will let you go. I hope you get lots of stitching done. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and for subscribing and for liking and for just being the awesome people that you are. I sure appreciate you taking time out of your busy day and hanging out with me. a little bit. So take care till next week. I will see you on Saturday. Bye.